Hey my scrappy friends, welcome to my channel. Today I am sharing with you the September for the Love of Homemade Kits kit, and I will make sure in the info box below I have a link to my blog where I have a PDF version that you can print off if you would like to play with us. I'm not sure exactly who's doing kits this month or not, but I know I have a kit, so I wanted to share it with you, and I wanted to share this before I forget and then I start using it. So this month we are focusing a little bit more towards the fall type of stuff, but this definitely could be used more for spring, like papers or colors and patterns that fit wherever you live. So even if you live on the other hemisphere, you should be able to play along. One of the things that Megan and I do when we write a recipe is we try to think about either some kind of color scheme or paper or something like that. So Megan and I came up with this list while she was actually here last month. So we did 2 months in a row. And so let's get to it. So like I said, there is a recipe that you can go look up, and there's a PDF version. So, but for our papers, we decided to go with a natural paper, which is like anything that looks more natural. So like a wood grain, leather, I've seen like cork looking, or even the corrugated chipboard type of paper, like looking. I know Crepe Paper had a line in the Wonder collection, I want to say, that had some stuff like that. I have one that's a little bit different, that's more like a jean color. So you definitely can play around with that, any kind of natural pattern. We also decided a pattern paper with either yellow or like a mustard or a mustard yellow or an orange, or if there's a different type of yellow that you want to use. It does not have to have both if you don't want it to. Chevron is one of the ones, leaves or a foliage type of pattern, and then a dot. So we try to keep some simple and some like more neutral, and then some really crazy ones. So let's get to my papers. So this paper I have in my kit is fall, and so this follows the leaves or foliage type of pattern. I got this when I was at Megan's house, and I really love it. It's Cartabella, so it's amazing paper, and so I really loved the fall look. And then these pumpkins are really pretty, and then the back just has this nice stripe. I am picking it for this side. I usually will just pick it for one side, and then if I feel like using the other side, that's fine too. So I picked this paper from Fancy Pants, and this is more of that yellow color, and it also hits that dot type of pattern. It is not a dot, but it's like a dot because the stars read similar to a dot. So, but I did pick this more for the yellow color. It's just a nice fall color. I think it'll go really well with like this. And then the other side just has this road. I probably won't use this side at all. I'm sure I thought I was going to use this side when I had this paper, but now that I'm building, and this is the thing that I like about going into my stash, is that I can find papers that maybe I thought I was going to use it one way, but didn't end up using it, and so I get to use it in a different way. This one from Heidi Swap is an older paper. I don't know if I've had this for as long as, I might have had this for as long, like when it came out in 2014. but I'm not positive. But anyway, so these sequins act as a dot, so this is my dot paper. I thought this was a really fun play on a dot. So even if we say dot, you can kind of have fun with it. And I really like the blues. I feel like they match really well with this mint color. So I think they'll play really well with that. And it's just a nice fun pattern. And then the other side has some really big dots, which I could also use as well, but I really thought this. So I'm adding this mixed media paper that I did because it has some of the oranges and yellows in it, and it kind of fits that fall-y theme look to it. I actually did this mixed media when I was on Click Hits, because this paper came in Click Hits. So some of this media is stuff that I did, like this, and some of it, and that, is acrylic paint. And some of it is stuff that was already on there, and I believe like this was already on there. I think some of these splatters were ones that were on there as well. So, but I thought I'd just add this in here. So I do have more of one sheet of each kind because I had a really hard time picking. So we have a chevron, and this is sort of a chevron. We're gonna go with it and say this is my chevron. So this is from We Are Memory Keepers paper, I believe. This was given to me with a whole bunch of papers, so I actually think I've had this collection and I've used a lot of it. So, but I thought that this would be really nice. It has some of these fall warm colors, and it also adds some other colors that aren't in there, like some pinks and some blues. So, and then the dark greens too, which it will go with this. So, so that's my chevron. And then for the natural paper, I had a really hard time with this. So I have 3, and I'm okay with that. So I picked this wood grain. It has some green, it has some rust. I feel like it can work really well with a fall themed layout or some other. I also found this is like the bark of a tree, and I thought this went really well with this paper. These colors are really similar. I don't think they're from the same collection at all. I'm not sure where this was from. It's obviously from a paper pad, but I really like this. So it's watercolory. It looks like wood. Like I said, it kind of looks like those trees that the paper, like the bark comes off, and it has all these cool colors. So I thought that would be a fun addition, and this will add some other colors that aren't in the other paper. So I also added this for a natural because this is like jean, like faded jeans with bleacher or something like that. So this is also from We Are Memory Keepers. This is from the same collection that this came from. So, but this is an actual sheet. So if I wanted to, I could use this, could kind of go with this a little bit too. So, but I really picked it out for this, and this has that blue, which that blue is in here, and so I think that'll help tie those in together. And then I just found this small piece of vellum that had some stuff on it. I'm gonna add this to my kit, and maybe it can find a place. And then I also have this We Are Memory Keepers. This is also like a dot, so I thought that this blue is similar to some of the blues in here as well. The back has a really crazy background. I probably wouldn't use this one. So I'm gonna add this too. So I have a ton of paper. I actually had other papers that I picked out. I can show you real quick. I don't know if I'm gonna keep them in here or not, but I'll probably keep them on my desk just in case. So I also have, this is more kind of like a foliage type of leafy pattern, and it has some of the yellows. I also pulled this from that. It's just really basic and generic. It really isn't. Here's another chevron that I thought would be really fun, and it has some of the yellows, but then it also has some pinks. So, and I pulled this one, which has some of the blues and yellows. Like I said, these didn't really make the cut, but they will be out on my desk, and who knows, they might end up in my kit anyway. I also had this one from Maggie Holmes. This was from a paper pad that was gifted to me, and then this is a nice little dot. This is Simple Stories, so it is, I think it's from from Domestic Bliss, but it has more of a cream color than a white. It's kind of hard to tell, but it is a little bit creamier, so I thought that could help with some of the other stuff that's a little bit more creamy looking. And then I also pulled this wood grain, which is a really fun wood grain. But like I said, I wasn't thinking I was going to keep those on there necessarily, so they're just there out in my room in case. So let's get through some of my embellishments and stuff that I've added. We kept the embellishments really simple, so I added way more stuff, which is fine. So one of the things that we had was chipboard, leaves, and vellum. So I have two of this, I think this is from the Shine collection. So it is more of a cream base, so I think this will work well. I have some hearts and some other stuff that I think I can use in. Like I said, I know I have two, so if I can get through some more of this, that would be like really awesome. And maybe cut it down to one. I also pulled this sheet because it has some flowers, but I also was thinking about either like the tag or this frame or these hearts. So I don't think I'll use all of it, but I might pull out some stuff from there. So I just grabbed it. So for just like more embellishment type stuff, I pulled out these little leaves that I found somewhere. They're just super cute. I also pulled out some of these from my stash from my road. They're really cute tassels. And I pulled out a whole bunch of ephemera. A lot of it has the vellum in it and some leaves and stuff. So this is a mix of different Maggie Holmes collections. And then I pulled out some, these are from Paige. So there's some leaves, some blues, and flowers. And then I also pulled out some more Maggie Holmes. These are other Maggie Holmes stuff. So I just pulled out a whole bunch of different stuff. Some of them, I pulled out some of these flowers because I figured I'll cut these leaves out and use the leaves. I probably won't use the flowers, but maybe I will. And then I just pulled out some other pieces that I thought I could use. Here's some more vellum. So I tried to get some of the vellum pieces and then some other pieces that I thought I could incorporate that either had leaves or could go with the papers and stuff. I also pulled out, whoop, there we go. I also pulled out some other chipboard that I had. This is from, I think this is the Cartabella or Echo Park. It was so really similar looks to that one paper. And then I pulled out a whole bunch of stuff that I had from a Click Kits that had pink paisley stuff. So some of this is from the Gather collection. Like these are Click Kits entirely, but there's some leaves, and then there's some vellum in the flower pack, and I pulled out just some leaves that I cut out in my silhouette. This is like Felicity Jane, but I cut the leaves out. I've used these quite a bit before. I also had some One Canoe 2 flowers that I fussy cut, and so I just added those in with there. I'm not sure if I'll use them, but if I have them out and in my kit, I can use them for layering. So I just pulled them all, and we're gonna see. So that is a lot of that type of stuff. Let's get through some of these other things that I also pulled for my kit. So I found this gold leaf. I think it was in a click kits, and I just have one. So I'm gonna add that to my kit. I also pulled the Heritage little seals. They're not really leaves or anything, but I thought these colors would go really well. I pulled these from Pink Fresh Studio. Here's some more chipboard from My Mind's Eye. I might be able to incorporate some of this. Some of it might be a little too much, but that's okay. I also had these leaves and pumpkins and cork, and then I found these hearts that were really similar. So I thought that might be fun. I grabbed this little pack that has some Pink Fresh Studio Indigo Hills. I think this is from Indigo Hills stuff, and some Click Hit stuff. So I don't know how much of this will be able to be used, but I thought if I have it out, I can check and just see if I think it'll work. Like some of the blues will work with some of the papers that I have. I also pulled out the Goldenrod collection, which I had a piece there that said seeds and stuff, but I was looking and it has a few things, like some metallic things, some foliage type stuff. So I think that I can make that work. I also pulled out this tag that I did. So that was a leaf. Like always, I have a great deal of stuff, but that's okay. Because sometimes if I have a lot, then I feel like I don't have to go shopping. And not that that's a bad thing, but it's just kind of nice. I pulled out these Heidi Swap words. These actually you can use in your Mink. I don't have a Mink. I don't have anything with like that I could use it with. But the words work out perfectly. So there's I don't know if I have used all of these or not, but there's a lot of good words that could be used for titles and stuff. Like one says live, and this one says fearless, and this says brave. So there's some stuff in here that I think we could use. Actually, if I thought about it, I could have gotten my die cuts from the crepe paper collection that just came out in the springtime. Anyway, so I pulled out these Ellie Studio puffy stickers. Some of them the colors are not going to go well, but I liked the favorite, the moments, and some of these other ones. I think, like even these numbers, I think I might be able to use some of these. So I thought that might be a little fun thing to add. Let's see. Like I said, guys, I added a lot of stuff, and I'm okay with that. So here's some more One Canoe 2 stuff. So this will help tie in with just some of the colors. They're very similar. I also added these puffy stickers from Pink Paisley, and I added the sticker sheet. It also has some florally things that I think maybe I could add or use. And then I added these Jen Hadfield labels. I bought these a couple of years ago, like maybe 3 years ago now. I don't know. I got these a while ago, and I haven't really used that many of them. So if I could use a few, that would work. Actually, yeah, I used like one. So they're really pretty, and I think they'll go really well with a lot of this stuff. It'll add more pink to things. And then, let's see. So let's talk about our alphas and mixed media type stuff. We have metallic alpha, a stamp alpha, and then some glaze or texture pastes. So let's go through the alphas. Okay, so I grabbed these from Pink Fresh Studio. They are like a very coppery color, like very copper. I also pulled these that are chipboard, but they have a gold line, and I thought the blue would kind of go with some of the blues that I added. These are actually Pink Fresh Studio Oh Joy collection. Ooh, they had some dust on them, guys. And then I also added these chipboard ones that are an ombre green. I don't know what I can get out of them. There's not that many. I actually really am thinking that at some point soon I'm going to have to buy more thickers because I feel like I'm running out. So because I added some blue, I also added this from Millie and June, and they're just a blue puffy sticker. I think that'll tie in the blues that I have. I also pulled in this chipboard. There's a lot of hearts. And this is more of a summer theme, but I think that I can, besides using summer, or I could still scrap summer with fall-like colors. And so I grabbed this today. This was from Maggie Holmes, and it has some metallic on it, so I thought that would be fun. I also grabbed these stickers that I had in my stash, and we're gonna see if I can make something with them because I really like these colors. These might be from the Wonder collection as well. So those are my thickers, and I feel like you can never have too many thickers. So for the alphas, I don't have a lot of stamp alphas, I don't think. So I just grabbed, I had these little block ones, and I'm gonna try to use some of these on my layouts. So I'll keep these on my desk probably so I don't forget that I want to use them. And then for texture paste, which I'm not really sure that it mattered which ones I grabbed because I probably will end up using other ones. But I know I haven't really used this Vicki Boutin Prism Glaze that is the Mermaid Scales one. I mean, it is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I don't know if you can see how awesome it is. So, and this is that similar color to that dot, the Heidi Swap. So that would be fun. I also have this Silver Glaze, which is really fun to play with. And then I also pulled out these texture pastes that I got like a few months ago, more than that, in the springtime, when I bought some stuff. And I have a turquoise and a powder blue, and I thought that these colors might look really good, and I like these. I've only used them a few times. They're very textury, so it probably really would be, I have to figure out how I'm going to use them. I don't know if they'll work so well in like by themselves as a paste, but I might be able to, or I could always add them to just regular texture paste. So that is my kit. It's big, and I'm okay with that. And I'm hoping to get quite a few layouts with it. We start school coming up, so my hope is that I will have 3 videos that I can post in the middle of the week with my kit. That is the hope, is that on Wednesdays I can post. I can't guarantee that Wednesdays, but my hope is to post 3 times a week on my channel, and try to have more Project Life stuff at the beginning, do For the Love of Homemade Kits in the middle, and then at the end of the week have like a stash or one of my series. So the Scrapkin series or my Scrapbook to the Future series. So those are things that I am planning. I also, if you did not know, I haven't talked about it a whole lot, and so I need to kind of do another face-to-face. But I'm also going to be starting Patreon in the middle of the month. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be launching that, and I'm also going to be having class material on there as the highest tier, or one of the higher tiers. And my first class that I am releasing on there is the one that I did with ClickKit. So if you have bought that and you subscribe to my Patreon, and and have bought in that, let me know, because I can, maybe we can do a one-on-one instead for the month. So next month I am planning on releasing, so in October, I will be releasing my first segment, the first half of my watercolor for scrapbooking pages class. So that is what the plan is. My Click Hits class that I did, it is a mini album where I go through and do a whole bunch of mixed media elements and then put together a kit or album. There are tons of videos, there's lots of different little pieces, and I am planning on having a few extra special things that are separate that makes it a little bit different. So if you haven't gotten it, you will get the new other digital elements or pieces that I haven't, that I didn't have with the original class. So that is my hope. I think it's the perfect time to re-release that class because it's fall time and it's all fall colors, but you could use whatever supplies that you want if you couldn't get a hold of the Simple Stories collection that I did use, but you could use other Simple Stories fall collections. They're all very similar, and it's super fun. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know if you are planning on making a stash kit and sharing it either on your blog or on your own YouTube channel so that I can make a list in the Crafty Maven Getaway Facebook group so that other people can go and look and see if you are sharing your stuff that you are making. So I will see you guys later, and have a great, great scrappy week. Bye.